Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are decoding Calamos Investments' latest semi-annual filing. But don't worry, it won't be a long, complicated presentation. Instead, we'll distill all the important stuff. We're looking at how several of their closed-end funds are doing, those funds that promise dependable income. Are they really delivering, or is something fishy going on? Let's find out. Before we get started, if you enjoy decoding corporate reports with me, don't forget to subscribe. We also have a Discord community. The link is in the description below to join in. Okay, first big picture item. This report covers November of 2024 through April of 2025. These aren't regular companies. Think about them more as actively managed baskets of investments. Each has a slightly different focus. The first fund we will be looking at is the Calamos Global Dynamic Income Fund. It is a fund that seeks total return through a dynamic investment allocation strategy. They provide a steady flow of income. It sounds great, but is the money printer working? Here is a key number, the net asset value or NAV per share. For the Calamos Global Dynamic Income Fund is to some fraction context frefter. See 2703533662 for my ticks. 2000 decibel, it 5336622 Tomosero 255. This is what a single 705 3366 2000 7 ax 5 7000 is 0 unit ref m for 53366 1030 unit ref 5 as of April 1st scale of AFM 7 gen of Aussie as of April 30 2025. This is what a single share is supposedly worth. IL 6261213 5336662 on 035. This is the exact opposite of income. They actually lost over 16 million in the half year. Not very dynamic after all. How sustainable are these payments if they're actually losing that much money? To make it even easier, their actual return on money as a percentage. This is not great and definitely something I would run away. If your investment advisor recommends this, fire them to now. Let's go look at another fund. Let's examine the Calamos Global Total Return Fund. The net asset value per share, it's much better at $10. Asset value per share, it's much better at $10.89. Maybe there is still hope for Calamos funds? Unfortunately, still no increase. They're down 4 million after 6 months. How are these folks surviving when they're losing so much money? Negative return looks bleak overall. Should you invest? Let's see what the next one says. Next on the list, the Calamos Long Short Equity and Dynamic Income Trust. It uses a fancier long short equity strategy where it bets against some stocks while betting long on others. A fund manager that is able to select both good and bad companies will generate a profit in all times by having more investments on the best one and short the others at its MIV is $16 up. Are they actually printing money or not? For a change, it's positive, but it's only 6 million, definitely not enough compared to its billions under management. One of the main source of income for this fund is short sale. 5 million in the last 6 months came from that. High interest rates are affecting even the shorts. Calamos and the other funds may have different policies, so let's start checking those to find risks. A thing many funds get involved in is currency risk. This can cut both ways, and in certain instances it requires them to post assets or collateral that gets held to guarantee performance. One problem of the whole operation might be the high interest that Calamos is paying for its financing. 4.85% APR is not small, and this is where they are taking the hit. I wonder if they will try to refinance this at some point. These funds also have the option to automatically reinvest dividends to allow retail buyers to compound and increase their holdings. It is often interesting for people to do it if their financial position allows it. Checking around what the fund is invested into can be interesting, but most of the tickers are relatively obscure or standard. This doesn't allow us to get too much insight. So what's my take on Calamos after having read throughout this mountain of filings? A key problem in my vision is those interest rates they are paying seem to be eating into profit. So I wonder if in the next cycles of financial problems, if they will actually be able to not run aground. The debt can potentially hurt them. I would advise most investors to be extremely careful. And that sums up our review of these funds. What do you think? You can drop your opinion below in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you think. Finally, remember to check if Calamos funds are a good fit for you and consider consulting a financial professional. If you've enjoyed this financial breakdown and found it useful, hit that like button, subscribe, and please consider joining our Discord community. The group is growing and has a ton of useful investment information. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder.